Alright, it's your boy Benvolio here, testing out some of the new Warden and the Paunch units right here. We've got my light lines of Krace. I am playing, of course, as the High Elves, and these white lines here are one of the new units in the recent DLC, the Warden and the Paunch. And I've got some Rangers as well in my High Elf army that are some of the new units that have been released in this most recent DLC. You can also see my beautiful Dragon Princess. We'll get back to them in a minute. I am playing against the Angry Guru, who is playing against the Empire. You can see some of my shots are already firing at some of his Outriders here. He made a bad choice of parking them a little too close, so he's brought the Outriders with grenade launchers. 3 groups here, and they started... he thought he would be flanking me. I guess he thought my army would be a little over to my right, but I chose kind of a far left position on the map. So there's 3 groups of Outriders with grenade launchers. Let's take a look. They are anti-infantry Vanguard deployment. That's why they were deployed so close to me. And we can kind of see their little guns are like little handheld mortars, which are pretty sweet. So they're really great for just lobbing bombs and infantry, and they do a great job against some of my units. A little later you will see. So he's got 3 groups of them with 1 chevron each. And then over here, kind of diagonally across from my army, he's got a group of Demigryph Knights. He's got another one on the same flank. These are the anti-infantry variant. So they're armored and shielded, armor piercing, and anti-infantry, yada yada yada. If you're familiar to the game, you know them. But yep, these are Demigryphs, so they're like half lion, half griffin, I guess. I don't know. Not full griffin. He's brought 3 groups of handgunners, excuse me, so armor piercing black powder infantry. And then in the back line, he's got spearmen with shields to deal with potential cavalry if I come for his handgunners. Maybe not the strongest anti-cav presence, but pretty, you know. But it's something. It's something, and he's got them positioned well, I would think. 2 groups of those in the back. Again, there's another group of Demigryphs, 3 groups of handgunners. Then his front line looks like it's all swordsmen. 3 groups of standard swordsmen, I believe. Yeah, 3 groups of standard swordsmen, and then Sigmar's sons with their special kind of outfit, which they're unbreakable, so they will fight to the last model. His lord choice is Volkmar the Grim on his battle wagon. Now, Volkmar is a unbreakable terror-causing unit. I don't often play as Volkmar when I play Empire. I usually play Marcus Wolfhard or Karl Franz, but Volkmar can be quite useful, and he's got some great abilities that he's able to drop, like I believe like a holy fire or something or other. Sigmar, yada yada yada, and he's got a priest kind of ride on the back there of his wagon, tailgating. So now let's take a look at my army. Like I said, I brought some of the new units. They've already taken some shots at, well, not the new units, excuse me, but I've already managed to get some shots in, because being elves, I of course have archers. So on my far right flank, I've got 2 groups of Lothern Seaguard with shields. So great kind of hybrid archer and melee unit to protect my right flank from any cavalry he's bringing. They're able to resist charges and have an anti-large bonus, and can also fire arrows, so just great versatile unit, really like them. I've got 2 groups of spearmen in my front line, on the flanks of my front line. Again, that anti-large bonus and shielded, so just to protect the flanks. And then in the center, I've got some of the new units, the dual-wielding Rangers here with 1 chevron in this group. So these are anti-infantry, forest strider, and dodge, and they are filling in a niche that the High Elves had not had filled, which was just a mid-level anti-infantry unit, kind of similar to the Nehekar Warriors, I think. And I'm wheeling my army about to come and collide. We're kind of colliding like yin and yang here, because he started on his far left and I started on my far left, and now we're going to have to swing our armies together. We both anticipated each other being in different places. Really interesting layout. This is my main line, 2 groups of Rangers, and then 1 more Spearman on the flank. And then in the back line, I've got Sisters of Avalorn, armor-piercing unit with Bows of Avalorn, so just great ranged unit, top-tier ranged unit, with Alith Anar, who's got that passive buff, Dark in the Skies, which I really like, which just increases the reload speed. I've also brought the Moon Bow with him, Dark in the Skies, augment area, so 20 plus 20 reload skills, so we're just going to be firing at a faster rate, buffing their rate of fire. I also brought the Moonbow with him, and I got rid of his mislead ability because I don't really like kind of playing that kind of micro game. I'm using him basically as just an offensive ranged unit and buffing these Sisters of Avalorn. I've also brought a Handmaiden of the Everqueen to buff leadership and kind of bulk out the army. She is anti-large, charges against large pros, and Bows of Avalorn, and she's just kind of bulk out my leadership. I believe she also gives some passive buffs. I'm not quite sure if I could see that. I can't stay on her stats there. But she's also buffing my units. And then a group of Sword Masters with 1 chevron on the back. Elite Infantry to anchor the line. They are anti-infantry, and they are armor-piercing, and they are second to top-tier infantry in the High Elf roster. Got these great long swords, and they're able to swat away missile units. Not missile units. Excuse me. Fire from missile units. I don't know if they can do that against black powder weaponry. I think it might be coming too fast. But anyway, those are our armies, and now let's get this game going into full speed. So the the Outriders, you can see they're firing in those grenade launchers. Ow, 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 ow. And then the Demigriffs is coming in for a great charge into the back of my Rangers, and he's just does a great job of almost chonking down my poor Rangers, and they're not going to be long with that kind of pressure going on. However, my Sisters of Avalorn, you can see with that reload skill buffing, buffed by Alethanar, they are able to do quite a bit of damage to these Demigriff Knights, who, with that kind of focus fire on them, are going to get basically erased if they can't deal with those Sisters of Avalorn laying down that fire on them. Oh my goodness, yes, dropping models left, right, and center, just nasty. Where are they now? Yeah, and then they wouldn't even survive against the Lothern Sea Guards, so just did not have a chance on that side. However, they did get a great charge into the center here. I don't know where his Demigriff Knights are there. They are still at full health, but I'm going to want to protect my Sisters of Avalorn, because if those Demigriff Knights get into them, that's going to be very bad for me. So I've got to be dealing with them. I don't know what he's trying to do with them. Yeah, there he goes. That's about appropriate. Pull them back, pulling them back, pulling them back. Going to hopefully try and bring in Lothern Sea Guard to deal with them, because that is not good. Want to get those Sisters of Avalorn out of there. Meanwhile, my Dragon Prince is getting a beautiful rear charge into these swordsmen. And dealing with these handgunners as well. Trying to eliminate that armor piercing. The Grenadiers firing at my Dragon Prince is not an ideal target. However, I'm to focus down the handgunners with my Lions. And this is just a great engagement for the Lions, who have been buffed with 3 chevrons. So they're going to be able to chew up these handgunners quite effectively, quite nicely, as the Dragon Princes as well are going to help them out. And these state troops here, doesn't know what he's doing with them. Volkmar in the middle, already having done quite a number on my poor Sword Masters of Hoeth, dealing with Sigmar Sons and Volkmar. They're staying in there, that's great, but they're not going to be able to take too much more of that. The Demigriff Knights, wow, got driven out really quickly, that group there. I don't know where the other group is, but they got chomped down by something. Maybe it was the Lothern Sea Guard, got some shots off on them, that was really good. But the Sword Masters of Hoeth, unfortunately getting really deleted, as for the Rangers. It's my cavalry that's really shining here, and the Lothern Sea Guard holding this flank appropriately, dealing with these handgunners, able to wheel around with the Dragon Princes. The Lions are chasing off the handgunners, who are broken, and they're going to be run off, or they're greatly reduced. That's just a great engagement for my Lions, who I'm now bringing back into the middle to help deal with Volkmar, who is surrounded by Sigmar Sons, and it's just going to be ugly. The Sisters of Avalorn making sure this group of Demigriff Knights are not going to be able to rejoin and fully deleting them. That reload skill buff is just great. Sisters of Avalorn, great ranged unit, able to delete armored units from a distance. Really effective, and now they're able to turn their shots against Volkmar, and that's going to hopefully chonk him down. Let's see. Chonk, 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 chonk. Swordmasters still sticking in there, and group of Rangers, largely depleted, but still able to come in. Sigmar Sons fighting down the 9 models, going to fight down to the very end with them because they are unbreakable. Bringing in my Spearman, though, it's basically over for him. Having driven off his cavalry in the back, able to ride down his cavalry now, his Outriders with my War Lions and the Dragon Princes, because he's got nothing left to kind of ward them off, so just a question of chasing them off over here as we finish off Volkmar in the center, and that High Elf army. Oh, but Volkmar's popping an ability that's just probably going to largely delete my poor Swordmasters, who are finally breaking down to 15 models. But I think they will survive Volkmar because he's just in a bad situation, all that anti-large against him. And that's that. And that's how we use War Lions, Sisters of Avalorn, and Dragon Princes as the High Elves to just delete an Empire army. And bye-bye, Volkmar. That's going to be that. Oh, he's casting a banishment spell, though. Oh, no! Just doesn't want to give up. Wants to hurt me as much as he can. Take away my decisive victory, I guess, or even a close victory. It's probably going to be a Pyrrhic victory at this point because he's just deleted so many of my units. I don't know why I'm running into his spell right there. It's not exactly genius, but the Lions are going to come in. So, okay, now we got to bring the Lions. And if I can bring the Dragon Princes, too. So I just got too much left. So it is a Pyrrhic victory. He did cost me dearly, but I think I was just able to use those new High Elf units, and the way I balanced my flanks, having the Lothern Sea Guard on one flank and then the cavalry on the other, doing a kind of a great pivot and swing on his forces there really helped me take that one. it was a fun game. Well played to the Angry Guru, my opponent, and just a fun, quick game. Haven't played against Volkmar in a while. Let's check the kill count, though. Alright, so, yeah, the Dragon Princes and the Lions. 126, 188 on these Dragon Princes, and 68 on the Lions. That's great. Strangely, only 11 on the Sisters of Avalorn. However, they were all really high-value targets. The Swordmasters of Hoth, I think, chopped up a lot of the Sigmar's sons, so they got 69 kills, 20 and 20 on the Lothar Seaguard. But most of the work being done by my Cavalry and Lions. Alathanar himself with 30 kills. And again, the sister, the Handmaiden of the Everqueen, excuse me, was probably focused, only has 5 kills because she's probably focused mostly on Volkmar, as was Alathanar. So, yeah, and as you can see, he killed a lot, probably a lot of my Swordmasters both there, 155 on Volkmar the Grim. His state troops not terribly effective except for Sigmar's sons with 54, but I was really able to stop his handgunners from being terribly effective, which was good. Only 3, 10, and 0, so only 13 kills. One group of Demigrift completely deleted by those Sisters of Avalorn, 0 kills. 77 on the other group, unfortunately. 12, 3, and 9 on the Outriders grenade launchers, but it's just the manner in which he was deployed just didn't end up working out for him, and the manner in which I was deployed did work out for me. Kind of exciting, but those are some of the new units from the Warden and the Paunch. This is your boy XBenv0lio. Keep it real.